What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And in today's video, I actually have my good buddy Lucas with me again, and we are going to
Yeah,
discuss the top 10 units on the extreme side that are super unrepresented, and we think that they deserve some really good units. Ain't that right, Lucas?
yeah, these guys need some love.
A little
They need
bit.
a little bit,
so,
just a little bit.
starting out, we've got Majin Buu as a whole at number 10.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think that specifically like Fat Boo, I think really could use some love, especially because he's like the first representation of Boo in the series. Like so much build up going into him, and then he like comes out and he's not exactly what everybody was expecting, like this, big ominous, bad guy. But nonetheless, he was, Boo. He was awesome, and so I think that he should definitely have a standalone unit because really he just has the free to play, the Prime battle, and then just like the Tech Dokkan Fest, where that's just like a transforming unit,
Yep.
and I just feel like he could use a lot more.
So I agree with that. To me personally, I think we need Buhan.
Yeah, that too, 100%.
So when looking at Buhan here, the last standalone unit that we got was the Dokkan Fest back in 2017 on Global, 2016 on JP.
Yep.
Like he has not had a standalone unit in that long. Like I know we got the STR like transforming one, and then like we got the LR Boo tanks that transforms into the physical one. But the standalone, like there's just nothing for him.
Yeah, and he did a lot of stuff against Vegito. So I mean, there's so much stuff that's underrepresented there that could definitely be used. And then beyond that, with the last one that we can obviously talk about is the elephant in the room.
Yeah, LR Kid Buu.
LR Kid Buu. Yeah,
Yeah.
Homie needs some love.
Where is LR Kid Buu, considering he's literally like the final boss of the entire Dragon Ball Z scope, and we've got nothing. We got no LR for him, and he's got so many cool attacks that they can do too.
Yeah, he gone.
He gone.
He's just he gone. He's just not there.
Well, so going on to number 9, this is actually your favorite, so I'll let you take the floor on this one.
Yep.
Saiyan Saga Vegeta / Planet Namek Saga Vegeta.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love this Vegeta. So from like an extreme class perspective, I feel like Vegeta definitely deserves some love because he was like one of the OG villains in the series, right? And we do have the Saiyan Saga LR, but like, him in the Namek Saga, he was such a main key player there, and I feel like from the Dirty Fireworks part when he was doing that at the beginning of the Saiyan Saga,
fighting Q.
Kui or whatever, Kui, whatever the heck. Yeah, exactly. That guy. I feel like that should really be in the series. One of my favorite parts. It's just iconic, and I feel like he really deserves a unit in there.
Yeah, I mean,
and beyond that was another part that you were talking about as well.
Yeah, so the part that I think that they need is the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Like, I'm thinking, like, so this unit right here, the Big Bang Attack Vegeta, when he's fighting, what was it, Android 20? Or was it 19?
I think it's 19, right?
Yeah. So when he was fighting him, like, when he first turns Super Saiyan, you're like, oh my god, like, how did Vegeta just come out of nowhere and now he's Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then maybe like his intro could be like where he was, on the other planet, sitting there like smacking the ground, making himself mad, and then just go Super Saiyan. Like that could be his intro.
Yes.
But I think a perfect like active skill would be his like Big Bang Attack.
100%. Yeah, we were talking about that. I think that would be the perfect intro for him. Is like he's smacking the ground, he's all mad about Goku, he's crying, he's just like, I want it.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I be a Super Saiyan? I think that would be an awesome like intro animation going in and then transforming, and then he just starts out as a Super Saiyan. I think that would be a great unit.
Yep. So the next one, I personally thought this was going to happen, during Worldwide Celebration, but Goku Black.
As most did.
So obviously Goku Black, we haven't had a standalone Dokkan Fest for him since the Int one.
Yeah, we'd really like to see him in the game get some more representation because he's just such an awesome character, and I think everybody was obviously pulling for him. Dokkan pulled the old switcheroo, so
Yep.
I'm hoping that they got something in their back pocket, ready for a major celebration coming up soon, so that he can get some love because he's got some really good attacks, a lot of good animations that could be used in there.
Well, it's like, when Super first got introduced and they did like the villain arc and they finally got to like this portion, they were dropping like they dropped, the Rose, like the AGO Rose, and then they had the Tech free to play one, and then they dropped the Tech LR, and then all of a sudden they dropped like the physical Dokkan Fest, and then they just slowly like, we got a World Tournament Awakening, we got a side banner unit, and then we just don't have another Dokkan Fest, and then like
Yeah,
and then Rose in general, like we just need something, we need more.
yeah, it just kind of fizzled off after like the initial rush of like the show and stuff, and we could definitely use some more stuff for him.
Oh yeah. So going on, so we're at what, number 6 now? No, we're at number 7.
Yep. So this is
Hit.
hit another one that kind of everybody was hyped up for during a celebration and then got their hopes crushed.
Yeah. So an LR hit would have been amazing during the Kale celebration as like a part 2 unit. Not
You think?
Super Boo.
Yeah, you think?
Like, wouldn't you think, hey, Kale needs some kind of help for, Universe 6. Who'd better than to drop an LR hit who hasn't had a new unit since, obviously, like, well, if you want to count the hit in Super Saiyan God Goku, but if you want a standalone hit, we haven't had one since the tech one.
Yeah, no, we haven't. And I think it's kind of like a trend, like with Dokkan, is just like don't have expectations. Like when you see part 1, don't go in like thinking that what the part 2 units are going to be, because you don't. Because like, during 8th anniversary, I remember like we had the Boo celebration.
Geez, yeah.
Thinking that it's like, this is Kid Boo. This is his time.
This is
like,
Kid Boo.
He's coming.
We're getting
He's
We're getting
coming.
LR Kid Boo. We're getting LR Omega. This is about to be a banger part 2, and then we don't. And
How about Kai Goku and Gohan?
Yeah, and Gohan. You're like, ugh.
I mean, to be fair, goated, but yeah, I digress. Don't want to go off too much on a tangent, but yeah.
But yeah, Hit definitely needs he needs a good unit. He's got a lot of good animations, especially like with the animation that they do now, like some time skip ones, or like Domain, where he goes
My God.
where he does like his time stop and everything, and that can be like a domain. I think that'd be really cool.
I think, yeah. So I think they should definitely utilize something with his time skip. I actually had an idea. I can't for his time skip. Something where it's obviously like where it delays the enemy action. Like he should have a chance to do that. Like where he can like maybe do that like once per turn or something like that. Where he has like a high chance. Imagine like a new mechanic, like a high chance to delay enemy action or something like that. So it's like not guaranteed, but he could like maybe just like do that every once in a while. I don't know, something like that.
Either that, or I can throw this in real quick. Maybe like when he activates his domain, he guarantees stuns and then crits when they're stunned.
So that would be cool. The only issue with that is that in difficult content, stuns become almost useless. So that's why I would be more towards the delaying the enemy action, something along with delaying the enemy action, or like where the cancel.
Yep.
Because like stuns are fantastic, it like makes them like a super battle road king, but like for like difficult content, they're like usually just immune.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there could be a different event or something like that where they can actually get stunned, but
Yes.
we can see. There's some things they can do.
See.
So
Definitely.
So coming in at number 6 is one that you actually like. Zarbon.
The man himself. Yep, going back to the old Namek Saga theme. We could definitely have some more representation there, and man, Zarbon was so cool back in the day, man.
And that's the thing is, like, Zarbon, you can do a transforming unit. Like, you can have a base form Zarbon and then transform him into like Super Zarbon, like his ugly transformed form.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100.
Because you have to think about it, when we were watching that from the beginning, you see Zarbon, and then he's fighting Vegeta, and then you think Vegeta's got like the upper hand, and all of a sudden he transforms and just beats Vegeta down, and you're watching, and you're like Goku and everybody else struggled against Vegeta, and he just like took him down like it was nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, that was really like when the power creep and the power scaling really started to come into play, as far as like, okay, these guys mean business. These guys are badasses, because we thought this guy was strong, and then this guy just comes in and just pounds the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think Zarbon would be a really good one, and he doesn't have like any units in the game outside of the really crappy.
He's play
one.
Yeah, he's got Rs and SRs, and then the free-to-play SSR that awakens into Zarbon and Dodoria, which is just not very good.
Yeah.
So, coming in at number 5, Garlic Jr.
Garlic Jr., yep.
So, to me, I think the first movie, Garlic Jr., is missing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we have, like, the little filler episode where we had like the we had the AGL Dokkan Fest Kid Gohan, and then he was like the banner unit on there. I personally think if they went back and they did a Dokkan Fest like Goku and Piccolo, or even like a Goku from that first movie, and then have like Garlic Jr. as an LR.
Sure.
Even if you had him as a base form Garlic Jr. and then transform into Super Garlic Jr., I think that would be super cool. Like get some cool animations where like the domain again, where it's like sucking everything in like in the background.
Oh yeah, dude, the dead zone is a perfect domain. Yeah, 100%. He should have that. Yeah. But so I'm gonna say this. I think that they should have that exact thing, but as a Dokkan Fest, and then give him the same exact treatment that they gave Turles and Captain Ginyu, and give him his squad. Give him Ginger.
Oh,
give him the guys.
Give him the Spice Boys. Give him the Spice Boys.
Give them the Spice Boys.
Yeah, I agree. Because they don't have any cards at all.
No, so there you go. So I think we can lump them all together in this tier, as far as like Garlic Jr. and his boys, because they've got nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a perfect way to bring them in, the same exact way they did with Turles. Because otherwise those guys probably never would have got representation in the game. But what a perfect way to do it, as in like, here's the unit, here's the perfect help for the unit. And you can just release them all on the same banner.
Yeah, I think that would be really nice, honestly.
Yeah, I think they should.
So coming in at number 4, Lord Slug.
Lord Sluggo.
So I put him on here because we have a side banner unit which dropped with LR Bardock at the time, which made no sense. Yeah. And then also the tech free-to-play one. That's it. And
that's it.
And if you think about it, I mean, he's a main villain, like main movie villain boss. Yep. And there's just nothing for him. Literally, like these two cards are obsolete. Like even if you like gave an easy A to the physical one, he's still just not going to be good.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He has basically nothing. He has like no new animations or anything. Like they could do so much with his. Or
give him a Dokkan Fest and go from there.
Yep. I agree.
So the top 3, these were actually a really hard choice for us to decide which 3 and which position we're going to put him in.
Yeah.
So coming in at number 3, we've got Demon King Piccolo.
DKP.
So obviously this is the one that I kind of fought for a little bit for top 3 here. But he is like our first main villain that is trying to like take over the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's the first villain. He's the first one that actually has any kind of like representation of like, hey, this is how strong like the enemies can actually be. And you know what I mean? His first appearance, he just shows up and he just wipes Kid Goku out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just the representation for him is just, there's nothing there especially for like such a main villain for like the very first main one. We have nothing. I mean, we got the LR Tech one from the World Tournament, but that's a World Tournament unit. Like, like if you look at these units here, The Tech LR is a World Tournament. The Int one is from the Dragon Ball Saga banner, which is from the World Tournament. And then the other Tech one is a World Tournament card. And then the STR one is just a side banner unit that dropped with Int Kid Gohan. Or Kid Gohan. Int Kid Goku. And other than that, there's just nothing for him. Like, he deserves his own Dokkan Fest or like a actual LR card.
Yeah, they're really afraid to give this guy, like a featured like summonable unit, huh? Like they keep on like they just want to toss him on like LR, like World Tournament banners,
World Tournament stuff. Yeah, like
and it's just like I get he's like a World Tournament unit and stuff like I get that whole thing, but it's just like okay, like give him some love, give him some summonable love because it's just kind of like it kind of goes into the overarching like feel of like the community with like regarding extreme class units, like. We really need just in general, like more extreme class representation just in the game, just for diversity's sake, because really there are so many different super units that you can use in the game. You can use units from years ago on the super side and, plug and play them into most events, even some red zones, and you're going to be fine. You just can't do that with extreme class, right? So I really would like to see like Dokkan normalize
making extreme class good.
Putting some of the extreme class units like on summonable like premium banners and making them more viable overall.
Yep, I agree. So coming in at number two, this is a good one. First Form Frieza.
Yeah, First Form Frieza.
Well, I guess it'll kind of be like First Form Frieza and Final Form Frieza.
Yeah, and it's really because like the transforming like. We have the transforming Tech one, which with old animations, we don't have any new animations for them.
Yep.
And then we've got like the Prime Battle First Form Frieza.
Yep.
And then outside of that, like First Form Frieza really doesn't have anything.
There's nothing. But the problem is the build up to him was so crazy. Like,
it was.
You're showing up like, hey, there's this evil being here that is so strong and so powerful. And then like, you see him for the first time and everybody's like afraid of him instantly, and we got nothing. Like give us an actual pod Frieza. Like I don't care if you gave us one that was him taking out like the whole planet, like Saiyan planet. Like I don't care which one it is. Like give us one that's in a pod doing his big blast that he does from his finger. Like I think that would be cool. Like that'd be a great representation for Frieza.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, when he first was like the first introduction of like, oh, there's a guy that can blow up a planet. Like, that was the first introduction. Like, oh, like as far as like the power scaling, like being aware of how powerful somebody is. Like, oh, this guy can just blow up a planet.
Yep. And then also just to kind of like throw this in, also Final Form Frieza, because he fights Goku in Final Form Frieza for quite a while, like before he obviously goes like full power. But like he is in his like final form the most out of like anything, even going into like super, he's still in his final form.
Yeah, and I would really like to see speaking about this, I would really like to see a transforming Frieza that has like the same sort of love that transforming Cell got, like that level, where it's actually showing like first form, like transforming into second form, taking the show's animations, and third form taking the show's animations, like so on and so forth. I think that would be a really cool unit.
I agree. Yeah. And then number one, Baby.
Number one, drum roll. There it is.
So, Baby, you would think that the guy from one of the main arcs of GT, that he would have his own Dokkan Fest unit of some sort.
Any sort, yeah.
We've got nothing for this guy. I mean, like, you look at him. Baby, youth form. We got there's a summonable SR, and then there's a World Tournament SSR. We just got the Tech Baby form. Like, he just came out. And then everything else, so, like, Baby Vegeta, like, I would think Baby Vegeta is what we should get. And he's got the free-to-play card, and he's got an LR. Super Baby 1, free-to-play card, TUR of the LR.
Yeah.
Super Baby 2, we have a side banner int unit. And then Super Baby 2 Giant Ape, we got the transforming one for Int and the transforming LR.
And that's it.
And that is it. Like, we got nothing else. Obviously, there's like, yeah, these like the possessed units, which they can eventually get like awakenings and EZAs and stuff like that. But
For sure.
But even like we can even go back to what we were talking about, like with Turles and Ginyu. If they dropped a Super Baby and they had like Gohan and Goten possessed, and they had like a Trunks and like Bulla or Bra possessed, like, you know, like side banner units, they probably wouldn't link very well with them, but it would give some cards, like some representation for these units here.
Yeah, and then they also might have like links for maybe other extreme class Saiyan units, you know what I mean, or like stuff like that, or other GT.
Yeah, because
like
I mean, like this, we'll use Gohan for example. You know, he's got Super Saiyan, he's got Terrifying Conqueror, Corroded Body and Mind, you know, or sorry, I was looking at the categories. Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Thirst for Conquest, Hatred of Saiyans, GT, you know, Kamehameha. Like they have some pretty good links, I would assume.
Yeah, a couple of them are pretty here, but then like they have some decent ones. They'd probably be okay, and that you'd be able to like toss around on some other like extreme class units and stuff like that. Just anything really to just give the representation for extreme class.
Yep. And then we did have a couple honorable mentions we can just go over like real quick. Number 1 was Dodoria.
Dodoria, yep. Well, we had Zarbon in there, and we had Zarbon and Dodoria together, but just felt like Dodoria obviously has a little bit more with his transformation, stuff like that. He just has
Zarbon.
Or with the Zarbon, yeah. Sorry. I felt like Zarbon had a little bit more representation, you know, with his transformation and stuff like that. Where Dodoria was, you know, obviously still really cool, but didn't quite make the cut, you know, with some other units there.
I think Dodoria. I'll just throw this out real quick. Even if they gave us a free-to-play card and then had a, you know, like a TUR to it and then EZ8 it later, I think that would be good for Dodoria. Or if he was like a side banner unit, I think that would be cool.
I was about to say, if they made a Dokkan Fest Zarbon and then made
Dodoria side banner, yeah,
that perfect. That's perfection. That's like perfection.
Yep. And then going into number 2, we have Perfect Cell.
Yes.
Perfect Cell by himself, standalone. Obviously, we haven't had any since, you know, I think it was, what, the STR one was the last, like, Perfect Cell summonable one?
A long time ago, dude. Back when they still were just, like, doing the beam super attacks.
Yeah, so he came out in 2017. That's, you know, the last time I think we got a Perfect Cell, because I think he was 2017, he was 2016, and the Tech one was 2016. So, yeah, the STR one was the last standalone one.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's too long, and he's such a good unit, especially like when he comes back. It's definitely underrepresented, and we could definitely see some units for him.
Yep. We also got full power Bojack. I wanted to throw him in here. He fights Gohan at the end. He's a main villain movie boss, and we have this, you know, this AGL one. This is the only summonable like full power Bojack that you got.
Yep. And then you've got the transforming STR one.
Yep.
But
and then these two are like from the SR Bojack that awaken that are just useless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then obviously the Int one is just the LR's TUR. So I think Bojack could get a pretty cool unit.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. He should definitely get one.
We got Broly here in general. We could talk a lot about Broly, but Dragon Ball Super full power Broly, we need that.
That's the main one. Yeah, we've got some representation of Broly obviously in the game, but we are really lacking that Dragon Ball Super Legendary Super Saiyan Broly.
Yep. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, like you said, we haven't had a summonable one, a standalone summonable one since the physical one. And that was what, 2017, I think? 2016.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. It's pretty much to the point where basically every big celebration that comes out, I'm like, one of the top picks is like, oh, Blue Gogeta and Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Like, that's just, you know, a possibility every single major celebration for the
Yep.
past 4 years, and he's just not coming.
And they can give one to Bio Broly. He wasn't that great of a villain, but
But he is
just
underrepresented.
yeah,
He is underrepresented.
he's very underrepresented. And even if they gave us like a wrathful Broly, I'd even take that.
Sure.
So we've got him. We've got King Vegeta. This was yours. I was kind of surprised by this one.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, just as far as his like representation, you gave one to Bardock. Like we have Bardock cards and stuff like that, and it's not like he's like major all over the place and stuff like that. Like, yeah, he has like the movie and stuff like that, but really, other than that, I feel like as far as like being Vegeta's dad, like he's a key part of the story. A big part of why Vegeta is the way he is. I feel like he, obviously not like a top priority, but again, I feel like he's right where he belongs in the honorable mentions.
Yep. Android 13, specifically Fusion 13, and I threw him in here because all we have is the free-to-play one, the summonable side banner unit one, and then the AGL Dokkan Fest that transforms into him. I feel like he should just get a standalone Fusion 13 card. Just straight up full power Android 13, Fusion 13. Or if they did give us like an LR, he can just be like another transforming like Android 13 into Fusion 13.
Yeah, I think like when I think of like Fusion 13, I think of like him as like a like Carnival 200%, or if they did him as a Dokkan Fest of Fusion 13, and then they gave him the same sort of treatment, and they gave Android like 13 and 14 side banner units.
Yep, I think that'd be cool.
That would be a cool one too, right?
This one I threw in here. I feel like Nappa could get a Dokkan Fest because he was like the main person that took down like the entire like Z squad by himself until Goku showed up.
We need more Nappa with hair. We just need more. We need more hairy Nappa.
We need more teen Nappa.
Yes.
But yeah,
give us the hawk.
But Nappa, I feel like he can at least get a Dokkan Fest. Like they made like this unit. I feel like if they added just a little bit more to him and make him a Dokkan Fest, he'd be perfect.
Yeah, like dude, when he like when one of my favorite scenes like with Nappa is like when he has to wait. They're just like waiting for Goku or whatever, and like he's just flying around. He's just like blowing everything up, like doing all that stuff. Like that was really cool. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that Nappa does that I like.
Yep.
That would be that I would just like to see.
Yep. And the last one that we have for our honorable mention is like a transforming Sin Shenron into Omega.
Yep.
So obviously we just got the LR like Carnival Omega, but like Sin Shenron wise, obviously he's like the first one that shows up, and we just need something. We just have 2 side banner units for him, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I guess we can even say even for like Omega himself, he just needs better. Like give us Dokkan Fest of him, because we just have the 2 Dokkan Fest, and then they just randomly drop this Carnival one on a celebration that he wasn't even supposed to be a part of technically.
They like to do that.
Yeah, well, they definitely do. But I feel like if they, gave us either one of these, I'd be pretty happy, considering he was like the final boss for the longest time out of everything Dragon Ball.
For sure. And when we're talking final bosses and stuff like that, we would expect more than this amount of units. And again, goes back to the extreme class conundrum that we're kind of in with Dokkan, where it's just like I think it's almost like a community consensus that most people would really like to see more extreme class representation and more of these units, just to make more build variety and diversity in our lineups, and be able to just do more with them.
I agree. But hey, I think that is kind of where we're going to end this one. In the comments, let us know what you guys would want to see, because we're interested to hear what you guys think should be some units that are just kind of unrepresented on the extreme side. And I think, Lucas, we're going to come back and do one on the super side, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're going to do that.
Perfect. Well, until then, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 followers, 1,000 subs before the end of the year.
Let's go.
We're about a quarter of the way there, so I think we can do it. And until then, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.